to Wrestling Rants and Reviews. This is episode 46, and as always, I'm your host, Big Mike. And this episode is going out as a video response to a question asked to me by Night Vampire 1. That's right, 1. And he asked me to do a video, or if I will do a video, or when I will do a video on the unsung hero of the wrestling business. That's right, the wrestling referee. That's right, the official. The guy that wears the stripes. The guy that calls it down the middle. So here's my response. He was right, honestly. First of all, Night Vampire was right by honestly saying that they are the unsung hero. They are the third man in every match, sometimes the fourth man, the fifth man, depending if it's a fatal four-way, three-way, whatever, you get my idea. But they're the one that gets the no thanks in the business. They're one of the few people that get no thanks in the business. And they definitely get a lot of jeers, more so than they do cheers. First of all, the first one that comes to mind is, say, Earl Hebner. How many years to the date now? 12 years, 13 years later? You know, he's still getting "you screwed Brett," no matter where he goes. And you know what, this past year or so, he made a t-shirt down in TNA. I don't know if you all seen it, but it looks like a referee shirt, like a painted up one. And it says, "Damn right I did." You know, you're going to say that he does or did. He's going to let you know that he did, even though he didn't. He was just the man doing the job, doing his job. Just like every official does. They do his job, their job. You may not like the outcome of the matches. You know, you may not like the 3 count on your friend John Cena, or the 3 count on the Miz. Or you might not like the fact that he had to call it a DQ, or he counted it out, or whatever. But you got to remember, folks, they are only doing their job. And when they're in that ring, they're not just there to call it down the middle. They're not there just to lay a 5 count, a 10 count, a 3 count. They're there for a lot of other reasons. They're there as someone to make sure everything's always going to be safe. They're always checking on the opponents, or the people that are involved, making sure, you know, they're aware, making sure they got their head on straight, making sure no concussions, making sure they don't got to throw up the X. You know, a lot of these referees nowadays, you know, relay a lot of information in between wrestlers. You know, so-and-so will be like, hey, change your spot, or quick finish. You know, then they have to relay it to the other person. Sometimes they're the one that call the audible in the ring when they feel that they have to, or when they feel they have to. The man in the back, the boss in the back, whether it be Vince McMahon, Dixie, or whatever promoter for whatever show, is telling the ref, like, look at, this is what's going down. This is how it's got to go. Kind of like Vince did to Earl when he had to do the screw job. You know, you listen to me. You know, you make sure these two guys are doing this out there. This is a 15-minute match. You let them know how close they are. Things like that. The referee carries a lot on his weight, or a lot of weight on his shoulders. There's some really, really good referees, and there's some that are really shitty. And shitty referees, they can make or break a match. You know, if they count to 3 very quick, that ends the match. Maybe not when it's supposed to. Sometimes a shitty referee just gets in the way. You know, sometimes those bumps aren't planned. You know, it's because they're not taking up the side of the match where they should be. You know, the referees got to work on one side of the wrestlers, and if they get in the way, they're going to get told. You know, you're either going to get slapped, or they're going to get paraded in the back by the rest of the boys, or, you know. So a referee isn't just there to be eye candy, or just to be the man to call it down the middle. They do play a lot of parts. And, you know, being at different house shows and different things like that for WWE or TNA, a lot of these referees, they're not just there to don the red or the black and white stripes. They're paying their dues. You know, they're helping set up the ring. They're tearing down the ring, moving stuff in and out of trucks. You know, they're doing a lot of different things behind the scenes that you just don't know of. You know, they're definitely paying their dues. If it wasn't for a referee or a good referee being in the middle of that match, there just may not be a good match. It may not get told the way it's supposed to. Referees' actions in that ring, they mean a lot too. If he's not selling certain moves, and if you watch a referee, he is, you get a big chop on the chest, the referee's like, oh, doing the same, selling it. Or a big slam, you see them do their pop up off the mat. They're helping sell the moves. They're doing a lot in there that's not always clear to your eye because, you're watching the two combatants go at it. Whether it's Orton and Punk or whoever. So you're not trained really to see the referee. But the referee's doing a lot more there than just taking up space or calling the bad decisions. So pay respects to them, because if it wasn't for the ref, there might not be a ring that's got set up. There just might not be that caliber of match. Say for instance, Taker HBK, they don't need a referee because they're two veterans that can put on a match regardless. But I bet you there were spots in that match and they needed that referee, just not to count to 3 or count to 10 either, but to relay messages or help sell. So don't count yourself short. Don't boo the referee just for the sake of booing him. You have to sometimes, because he plays a supporting role. He doesn't. You're gonna boo him if you don't like the count. But remember, they're just in there doing their job, just like the referee in a hockey game. He's calling it down the middle, etc. But yeah. So, anyways, I'm just being long-winded. Probably talking about a lot of the same stuff now. I was actually Facebooked earlier saying, "Hey, I really like your shows, but your rants are just that much too long." So hopefully that was good enough for you there, Night Vampire. Actually, I just thought of something. I was on a website earlier today, and I'm not afraid to plug it, nodq.com. Very good stuff. I get a lot of information from there. Spoilers, etc., news stories, rumors. I even watch Talk Wrestling with Jeff Meacham. I may have said it before, we don't see eye to eye, not because we know each other, we don't see eye to eye, but I don't see eye to eye on some of his opinions, but whatever. He's got a very good show, and obviously you can tell by the views and the subscribers. I can only wish to be half as good as him. Well, as far as views and subscribers go anyways. But anyways, I was on NoDQ today, and I seen a question, as they have a question spot now, where I think it was Aaron, where he does all the answering of questions. And there was a spot on there today, and one of the questions were, do you think we'll ever see any of the referees in the WWE Hall of Fame? And I read his answer, and I got to thinking, I'm thinking, I don't know if we ever will see referees in the Hall of Fame, but I do believe a few referees do need to be in the Hall of Fame. The first one that comes to mind is the old referee. Well, he's not old as in 70 years old, but Joey Morella, Girl Monsoon. I believe it was Girl Monsoon's son. Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone out there will. But he died in a car accident, I believe. And he was one of the best back in the day. I remember early 90s, late 80s, Joey Morella was in there, and he was one of the best. So he definitely deserves to be in there. Earl, believe it or not, needs to be there. Vince may not like it because of whatever happened when they let him go, and now he works for TNA, but he definitely needs to be in there. So does his brother Dave. Maybe they can be inducted together. Earl's better, but Dave deserves to be there as well. Corderas needs to be in there. He's been there a long time. Well, he was there a long time, 20-something years. Jimmy Corderas was there. Very good referee. And in time, I'm sure Mike Chioda will be there, along with, maybe Teddy Long. Even though Teddy Long played other roles, obviously manager, commissioner, general manager, whatever. But yeah, I feel the general man or the referee should be acknowledged enough to be in the Hall of Fame. Drew Carey was, and I know it's because there's a celebrity wing and whatnot, but why not? Why can we not have a referee? They play a major part, and Vince knows it. They all know it. That's enough of me rambling. I hope that, as I was going to say, I hope that's good enough for you there, Night Vampire 1. Again, I'll, other than just saying your name, I'll plug you. Make sure you go check him out. I'm not sure what he's got for videos. Haven't really been over there myself. I'm busy. This whole new YouTube thing is so new to me. I'm everywhere, checking everything out. People are like, will you look at mine? Will you look at mine? Even though I don't think that many people are looking at me, but that's regardless of the point. And also, I'm going to plug the Myers Fan 25. He recently has been pretty nice to me. Some nice comments. And I checked out his stuff last night. Very simple rants, but he knows what he's talking about. Some good stuff there. And of course, I'm going to plug the IWWS, not just the group, but the channel as well. Check it out, THE IWWS. It's very new. Only a few episodes are up right now, or whatever you want to call them, videos. There's the intro video letting you all know about us. And there's been a couple of questions that have been answered, because that's part of our new gimmick. Amongst the group, we are asking, certain people questions and what they think. Next up is King Spinnernet. He might have, by the time this video goes up, have answered his question, but come on, boy. We're waiting to hear you. Come on now. We want to get some more questions out there to other people, so we're waiting on you. But in the meantime, yes, check it out. Subscribe to the IWWS. Subscribe to everybody involved. We got some solid shooters up in there, that's for sure. Yeah. But thank you for watching me. If you haven't subscribed to me, you can do so by going up there. Like me or don't like me. Comment. Hit me up an email. Until next time, I'm Big Mike for Wrestling Rants and Reviews.